Hello everybody, I'm Tim Blair, and it's time for the Clay County Times-Democrat Weekly Web Update for the week of April 17th, 2013. The program brought to you each week by the good folks at Piggott State Bank, member of the FDIC, and an equal housing lender. Well, this week we originate the webcast from beautiful and somewhat windy Heritage Park here on the Friday afternoon of the week, and they're preparing here for about 400 Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts to camp out, and we'll be back here tomorrow to get you a lot of photos and everything. But the Scouts are just starting to come in, but they're having a big event here, a big camporee, and they'll be staying here tonight and tomorrow night, and that'll be going on throughout the weekend here at Heritage Park. And coming up 4 weeks from right now, Heritage Park will again be hosting a very special event as the 15th annual Piggott Heritage Park Car Show and Cruise returns to Heritage Park. And the wind picks up, but the cars will be out here primarily on Saturday. That'll be the 18th of May as the annual car show is held, and we're looking forward to that as well. And of course, anybody that would like information about the car show and cruise can contact the Piggott Area Chamber of Commerce. The phone number is 870-598-3167. You can give them a call during regular business hours and get information. Entry fee is $30 up until the first day of May, and after first day of May through the day of the show, $40 a vehicle. A lot of stuff going on in this place. If you haven't been to the car show out here, it's a great place, and it really comes alive. Now, according to Kathy Thompson with the Scouts, they'll be mainly occupying the area pretty much around the pine trees around the outside. You can also see up on the hill here that the improvements are complete to the amphitheater. Piggott Parks and Recreation Department has been doing some more work out here, and they have cleared out the brush actually from in front of the amphitheater, opened that up. It looks quite a bit different. They also, if you get the print edition of this week's paper, they also have a survey in there, the Piggott Parks Department, looking for information from the public about where they should put grant money, where they should apply for grants. You can pick that up, fill out that survey, and get it back to them. Let them know. And one of the questions is if you think that they should maybe add lighting to the amphitheater, make other improvements here at Heritage Park, at the Community Center, Independence Park, the baseball diamonds. And speaking of that, we've got some film we'll show you, some tape we'll show you at the very end of our webcast of opening day. It was this last Monday. We had all 5 fields active for a while down there as the youth baseball, softball, t-ball season gets underway, along with high school softball and baseball wrapping up. And we'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit. Now, we'd like to remind you, coming up as we record this on a Friday, tomorrow evening, the Clay County Relay for Life Survivors Dinner is set for 6 p.m. at the Emmanuel Baptist Church across town. Also coming up is the first Demolition Derby of the season. That'll be at the fairgrounds on the other side of town as well. We've got the Pee Wee Derby at 6:30. The main event begins at 7 p.m. Clay County Fair Association putting that on. Now, Monday evening, the Rector Chamber of Commerce annual dinner meeting will be held at 7 p.m. at the Rector Community Center. Featured speakers this year are our state lawmakers, Senator Robert Thompson from Paragould and State Representative Joe Jett from Success. Now, taking a look at this week's printed online edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat, we've got the preview of the upcoming chamber dinner down at Rector, and also the car show and all the information on that. We also have all the details from this past week's quorum court meeting, as a state official was on hand to explain to local landowners the changing in assessment for agriculture property. Very interesting and very complicated. We've got all the details in the print edition of the paper. We also have an update on their discussions about a possible countywide sales tax they may be asking for in the near future. Now, our buddy Ryan Rogers, he's got a story on the Rector shooting sports team from Rector Schools, their recent success at an event in Batesville. He also has a preview of the craft show, which is coming up next Saturday, the 27th, at the Rector Community Center. We also have all the details on the most recent writers' retreat at the Hemingway Pfeiffer Museum and Educational Center in Piggott. And speaking with Kathy Thompson here with the Boy Scouts, both the museums, Hemingway Pfeiffer and the Pfeiffer Museum, both playing key roles tomorrow with educational programs for the Scouts taking part in the camporee. And that's another great asset. And I believe I saw director Adam Long make his way up there a little bit earlier on. Now in sports, I've got all the details on that cancer awareness game between the baseball Mohawks and the West Side Warriors, which was played Monday at Independence Park here in Pickett. We've also got all the details, the updates on the Cougars, the Lady Cougars, and the Lady Mohawks, including the Lady Mohawks' big win Tuesday at home against Corning. Of course, our Thursday games this week, they fell victim to that torrential downpour that we had yesterday around the region. Now we also have a preview of the baseball tournaments. They'll be getting underway late next week. The Mohawks, they'll be hosting the softball tournament here at Independence Park, and the Mohawk baseball team will be playing at Manila. We'll have the previews coming up in next week's edition. Now we've also got some great photos from the Rector and Pickett proms, and if you're here on our website, we've got 2 photo galleries right down here, one from each of those. And for the Pickett photos, I'd like to extend a thanks to one of the neighbors out here, Frank Staples. Frank Staples Photography, providing us with the photos from the prom, and did a great job on that, as he always does. Frank provides us with a lot of very high quality photography. We appreciate him a lot for that. Now, next week we'll have an update on the various construction projects going on around town, kind of update all that. We'll also have a story on the Clay County Arts Council Puppet Show, which was held down at Rector. Those shows going on today and tonight. We'll update a special school board meeting held here in Pickett this week, and we'll also have more information on the camporee here at Heritage Park. Plus, coming up, this past Wednesday morning, the Brad Head Start here in Pickett held a triathlon for St. Jude's, which was sponsored by our sponsors, Pickett State Bank. And we'll leave you with some scenes from that, as well as some shots from opening day down at Independence Park. And we'd like to remind you to pick up a copy of the print edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat, or subscribe to our online edition at cctimesdemocrat.com. We also still have our Crossroads magazine available. You can pick that up. And coming up very soon, we will have a special health supplement, that health magazine, that'll be coming up, special edition. We also would like to remind you, you can still sign up for the $300 drawings that are being held through our sister publication, The Delta Voice, which is distributed all over Northeast Arkansas and Southeast Missouri. Pick up a Delta Voice, find out how you can sign up to possibly win $300 cash. And with that, we wrap up another edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat Weekly Web Update for the week of April 17th. As usual, brought to you by the good folks at Pickett State Bank. For the Clay County Times-Democrat and cctimesdemocrat.com, I'm Tim Blair. Covering, come!
Oh, let's get over on the mat, on the rubber.
Good boy.
Stay on that.
You're doing it? Yay, Julian! Alright, ready? Why don't you ride where you'll have some fun?
We'll get mine riding around in here.
Yeah.
Peanut butter crackers.
Peanut butter crackers!